Inside this box is one of the most anticipated Jordan retros of the entire year. And I bought a pair early to review for you guys. So let's do it. I totally missed the tape. There we go. I'm so excited for this pair. So you may recognize the box from a couple different Jordans, but primarily the Air Jordan 11, at least the recent release Air Jordan 11s. You've got a black box top. You've got the white Air Jordan text with the Jumpman right there in the center. You got your Nike Air branding on either side of the box lid. And of course, the size tag. Now this pair is a size 9, which is my true size. It's the Air Jordan 11 Retro Low, and the official colorway of this shoe is Black Varsity Royal White. Now of course, you already know what it is from the thumbnail and the title of the video, but just in case you just clicked it without seeing or reading anything, then this might be a fun surprise for you. Now I grabbed this pair from the great Fine Line 1721. I forget exactly what I bought it for. I think it was like $250, $300, something like that. It was the going rate. And I know as we get closer to the release, prices will probably drop, but I wanted to give you guys a full early review. So if you guys haven't yet subscribed to the channel and you want to see more early reviews like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. But inside the box, we've got this paper, which is obviously inspired by the carbon fiber hits on the bottom of the shoe. And this is my first time seeing it, so I'm really excited. Here we go. This is the Air Jordan 11 Low Space Jam, a pair that we've never actually had a low top version of. I mean, we've had the Air Jordan 11 Low IE Space Jams, and we've had the Tuxedos, which were similar, but I don't believe we've ever had a low Space Jam. And I think even the last time that we had a Space Jam was 2016. So it's been a while. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really excited for these. I don't usually get excited for Air Jordan 11 Lows, but the Space Jams, the Breads, even the Cool Grays are pairs that I got really excited about because it's a great summer shoe. You still get to rock that classic Air Jordan 11 colorway, but you get it in a low top form, which is easier to wear with shorts and things like that. Not too bad. Now there are some changes, which we'll talk about later on in the review from this pair. Obviously, you know, they cut the top off, but there are some other changes in addition to that. But of course, we'll have to throw it on feet, see how it feels. As far as release date for this shoe, the Air Jordan 11 Space Jam Low officially releases on May 18th for a retail price of $190 in full family sizing. Of course, if you want to grab a pair for yourself, you can check out Fine Line, or you can check out my YouTube shopping tab on your screen or in the description below. It's got that classic retro Jordan smell. The glue smell, probably. I don't know exactly what that is, but it smells great. Man, consumerism, it gets you. It does. All right, so at this point, why don't we throw these guys on feet, see how they feel, see how they fit, and see how they look. All right, we got a new pair of shoes to try on today. These are the Space Jam 11s. You recognize these, Joy?
Yes.
From Space Jam?
Yep.
Well, they're the low top version, so they're not the original version, but they're the low top for summer. So you got that sort of like 90s Michael Jordan vibe at the beach. I don't know if I'd rock these at the beach. You could rock these on the boardwalk maybe. Wow, what? So I'm gonna throw these guys on really fast, let you guys know how they feel on feet, how they fit, what the sizing is like. How do you feel about them? Do you like the way that they look?
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah? They actually don't look bad with my casual like sweat fit. You know?
Yeah, they look good. You can dress them up or down.
Yeah, I'm definitely dressing down today.
It's that patent leather. You can do whatever you want with it.
I know. Wear it to prom. Man, it's been way too long since prom.
Math.
Shut up. Okay, so sizing wise, I mean, as you probably expected, they fit true to size. Like every other pair of Air Jordan 11 Lows, probably like every other pair of Air Jordan 11s. I always get true to size in my 11s. I went true to size with these. They feel great. Now, obviously, sizing is different for each person, so I mean, it really depends on how you feel about Air Jordan 11s, but they shouldn't be impossible to get, but they will probably sell out, is my guess. So maybe if you win a raffle at Foot Locker, you can try them on before you buy them, but I don't know. They feel fine. I think you should be fine going true to size. Okay, what would you rate them out of 10? Not the full fit, just the shoes.
Pretty high. I like them.
Really?
At least an 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, you've been ranking low recently, so you give these an 8. So these must be up there.
Yeah, I really like them.
11s aren't as popular as they were in the past, so I don't know, you know, if people are feeling them as much. I think 4s are the most popular. You have a couple pairs of 4s. 1s aren't even as popular as they used to be. So an 8's pretty high. This is the first time that we've gotten a low top version of the Air Jordan 11 Space Jam, and the history of the Air Jordan 11 Space Jam is actually pretty interesting. Yes, obviously this shoe is incredibly popular for two reasons. One, Michael Jordan wore the shoe in the playoffs, and two, he also wore it in the movie Space Jam, hence the name Space Jam 11s. Although MJ wore this colorway in the 95 playoffs, and again in Space Jam in 1996, they didn't actually release until 2000, and of course, I'm talking about the standard cut of the shoe, not the low top. And since their initial release in 2000, the Space Jam 11s have retroed twice in 2009 and 2016. And actually 2016 was the year that I started this YouTube channel, and also the last time that I reviewed a pair of Space Jam 11s. Don't search for that video. No, everyone's gonna search for that video. Well, that's on me. I don't know what to tell you. That was 8 years ago. I was 24. I didn't know what was going on in the world. I didn't know I looked like that. This is actually the first time that we're getting the Space Jam colorway on a pair of Air Jordan 11 lows. Yes, we've had them on IEs, we've had them on Comfort lows, which I don't know why Jordan Brand ever made those, but they do exist, so we have to mention them. So even though the shoe is, in a lot of ways, a retro, this is the first time that we're getting this shoe, and I think a lot of people are really excited about it, myself included. Now to reiterate, if you do want to grab a pair of these, they release on May 18th for a retail price of $190, which is significantly more than the original Space Jams released for back in 2000 for $125. It sounds crazy to say, but inflation is real. And now we're paying $190 for technically less shoe. But before we talk any more about the release of this shoe and how easy or difficult it will be to get, let's first talk about the materials that make up this shoe. Even though this shoe is a low top variant of the Air Jordan 11, the materials are almost identical. Running around the toe of the sneaker, actually at the entire bottom half of the upper, you've got this glossy black patent leather. Looks amazing. It's one of the reasons why the Air Jordan 11 is so popular. It's the kind of shoe that you can dress up or dress down, as my wife said, and it's one of the most popular prom/wedding Jordans. Not only that, the Air Jordan 11 is also Michael Jordan's personal favorite sneaker model. And even though I don't personally throw on the 11s that often, it is still my fourth favorite retro. You've got the 1s, the 3s, the 4s, and then the 11s. And the reason for that is because this shoe looks amazing. Is it as comfortable as some of the other shoes, like the 3s or the 4s? Not really. I mean, it's probably more comfortable than the 1s, but I mean, most shoes are. But all around, a beautiful shoe, beautiful construction, and even in this low top variant, it still looks great. And in fact, in the summer, it's even more wearable. But I digress. Moving up from the patent leather, you've got some black mesh that covers the entire front half of the upper. You've also got these strap details that act as eyelets and are also one of the most iconic parts of the Air Jordan 11. And weaving in and out of the straps, you've got a black rope lace, which is thicker than most rope laces on other sneakers. Now, inside the box, you do not get an extra set of laces with these shoes, but I kind of think that's normal with a pair of Air Jordan 11s. I don't think I've ever, unless I didn't have a pair of laces, switched out my laces for the Air Jordan 11. Like the one time I did it was because the shoes that I got didn't come with laces, so I had to buy some laces and I couldn't find the right rope laces. Most people don't usually switch out their laces on this shoe. It's not a silhouette that is conducive to lace swapping. I mean, people do it. They shouldn't, but they do it. That's just my opinion. If you do it, it's fine. In a lot of ways, I would be offended if Jordan Brand gave me extra laces. I'd be like, what are you doing? Why are you messing with the classic? Underneath the laces, you've got a mesh Air Jordan 11 tongue. Running across the center of the tongue, you've got this black patch that says Jordan Jumpman written sideways, or I guess vertically. In the center of that patch, you've got the Jumpman embroidered in blue. Then moving inside the shoe, you've got a black fabric sock liner. The insole of the shoe comes in black with the Jumpman printed on the heel in blue. And again, as I mentioned earlier, the sizing of this shoe is pretty much true to size, or the same as other Air Jordan 11s. I know everyone wears their shoes differently. Everyone likes different sizes. They like to wear their shoes buttoned all the way up or completely loosened. It doesn't matter either way, but grab the sizing that you usually grab in Air Jordan 11s and you will be totally fine. Moving around to the heel of the sneaker, you've got this black leather panel which features the Jumpman embroidered into it in blue, and just above that, printed onto the sock liner that kind of wraps over onto the top of the heel, you've got 23. Now, as I'm sure a lot of you remember, on the 2016 pair, you got the numbers 45 because that was the number he used on his PE pair, and this time around, we're just getting the standard 23. Not mad at it, it's fine. It's Michael Jordan's numbers, so you can't really go wrong with it. Medial side, just a slightly different shape than the outside of the shoe. You do have a seam down the middle, but that's because it's hidden, because it's on the inside of your feet, so you don't really see it. Then moving down on the shoe, you get to that classic Air Jordan 11 midsole in bright white. Obviously, on the inside of the shoe, or the medial side of the shoe, you do have your carbon fiber detail, which is referenced on the paper inside the box that I talked about earlier. Then finally, moving to the bottom of the shoe, you've got this icy blue outsole. It comes in sort of this semi-translucent light blue. You can see through to the Jumpman in the midfoot right there, and of course some more carbon fiber. There is one difference on the outsole of the shoe from some of the previous retros, and that's that they changed the color of the traction pods on the heel and on the forefoot of the shoe to Varsity Royal from Concord Purple. Not a huge difference, and not one that you'd notice if you were wearing the shoes, but it's there. So for me personally, for retail, this shoe is a must cop. If I can grab it for retail, I will. If I can't grab it for retail, and this is if I didn't already have a pair that I was holding, I probably wouldn't spend the money on it. But that's just me personally. I just don't need any more pairs of 11s and honestly any more pairs of sneakers, but you know, that's not gonna happen. So if I can grab this pair for retail on the sneakers app, I'll keep it. But the good news is, if you do want to grab a pair of these, they shouldn't be incredibly difficult to get. I don't think they're gonna be easy to get. I do think the sneakers app is gonna hand out a lot of L's, but also hopefully a decent number of W's. And of course, they're gonna release at places like Foot Locker and JD Sports and really anywhere that you can enter raffles. So I don't think it's gonna be impossible to get. I do think you might have to put in more legwork than other wide releases that don't sell out, like we've seen. In fact, today, I think the Artful Maroons, or whatever that pair of Jordan 1s is, released today, and they're just sitting. They're probably not going to sit like a lot of shoes in the sneakers app recently, but they're probably not going to be super easy to get. But hey, at this point, I would love to know your thoughts on the Air Jordan 11 Low Space Jams and whether you're planning to grab a pair when they finally release this May. So let me know those thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.